Good morning. I'm firing this off. Steve is here to keep me on the straight and narrow, but I'll be running the show today. Pastor Leslie, would you get us started?
Let us pray. We are drawn to a day 24 years ago when our hearts broke with the sadness at the grief of our nation. Today, our hearts remember that day, and we pray again for peace in our nation and world. We have had a summer of many wonderful and awesome events. While we are not strangers to grief, we have endured sorrows of our own and shared in sorrows with one another as we grieve the losses of beloved ones in our families and our community. Now, as we gather today, we are ever mindful of the ways our world is groaning. In all of our days and through all of our activities, God promises to be with us to the end of the age. Now, as we gather to do the work of our residents, we ask God to surround us with his presence, bless us with grace, and sustain us in mercy. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Very appropriate for the day. Denise, do you want to deal with I bet it's the July Assembly minutes?
Yes, there's one correction.
We have one correction. We don't know whether it's my typing or Allison told me something different, but the balance for the Treasury should have said $2,416.33 rather than $2,416.35. So I can't type. So that will get corrected. Otherwise, do we have a motion to?
We have a motion to approve the minutes? Second. All in favor of it, say aye. Aye. All opposed? No nays. All right? Yes. Would you get the mic a little bit closer to? Sorry, he tried. I was very nice. Okay. Now, Allison can try the treasurer's report.
Well, I've heard about putting your 2 cents worth into something, but I cannot overlook a 2 cent error in the balance. So since that last balance amount, we have paid out to the library $95.85 for books and have had a deposit of $24 from donations for cards in the hobby room. The card selection there is absolutely magnificent. So our current balance is $2,344.48. Thank you.
Thanks, Allison. Marnie, would you like to do your thing?
My thing. Okay. So I haven't been up here to entertain you with yellow paper news for a while, but we're coming to that time of year when we'll start thinking about how do we demonstrate to our hourly employees how much we appreciate all the work they do for us. And I was noticing this morning this kind of ratty-looking piece of paper on my refrigerator. I'm a refrigerator pinner-upper. And it's dated October of 1987. So it's been around quite a while. But I was going to read it to you because I thought it provided interesting food for thought. The truth is, I am willing to receive as I am willing to give. For giving and receiving are a circle that must come together in order for us to grow. Thank you.
Great. Hallie, would you like to give us some Hearthstone management updates?
right, good morning, everybody. Okay, so first thing that came up yesterday at our meeting was the second floor mailboxes at Lakeside. We have a plan. It was a lot more complex than we had anticipated. So Reggie, Ariana, and I are working to finalize that. It'll probably entail a lot of swapping around once we're done with that process. But we will ensure that everybody has a working mailbox here at Lakeside. And we will keep you informed on when we're gonna do that process. Okay, phones. I am very hopeful that next month assembly is the last time we ever talk about phones. We'll see. I think that we're making some progress. As of right now, we don't have anybody who has reported not having a working phone at any of the 3 buildings. If that is incorrect, please let me know. You can call the front desk, preferably, because it'll expedite the process the fastest for us. And we are hopeful that the solution that we think we have found will make it so that we can get everybody who currently has a Wi-Fi phone at Lakeside back on an analog phone, which is the original phones that most of you have. And if not, then again, we will keep you posted. We will plan that rollout of the new phone system, but we are very hopeful we do not have to do that. So more to come. We should know by next week. And everybody, like I said, should have a working phone. If that is not the case, please let someone know right away. For rollaway beds and guest rooms, we are offering complimentary breakfasts, as you all know. So moving forward, and now after Marnie's report, we might need to change this color, but your guests will receive a ticket and it'll have the dates of when they've rented that rollaway. So valid dates for breakfast that they'll get complimentary on the Hearthstone. So that is a new thing that we're gonna roll out. We have had several requests for the points, the declining point system, like a breakdown or a summary. So we're gonna do 2 things. One, we already have a list of all of the ancillary or additional charges that can be used with points. So we'll release that. That should be ready. It's ready to go, but we wanna incorporate it with a FAQ document that Reggie is finalizing right now to make sure it makes a lot of sense to you guys. So we'll get both those out. And I do have a request from Voices that we'll get that to them hopefully by the submission date. We're hoping to finalize that by the beginning of next week. So if that is the case, we can get it into Voices for this next month. The ancillary sheet will look very similar to the original one. I'll make it bigger so that you guys can see it better. And then we will get it posted everywhere. So you will have that, and hopefully that'll help with some of the questions that we've got going on. The declining point balance system has been implemented into Touchdown. So you're gonna see this little icon now, and it's gonna be right next to dining menus. I know it's kind of hard to see from there, but when you click on that, and today is testing day, so please be patient, we'll see. But what I'm told, it should be a very live. IT is calling me on Teams. Okay, it should be live. So when you guys log into there, you can see exactly what your balance is. So whether they refresh that every 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, at the most, it should be a daily live update. So we're waiting on confirmation as to how often they're refreshing it. Thank you, Reggie, that's a good point. So right now, it's only gonna take off those dining points. So anything you spend within dining is gonna show right away. At the end of the month is when accounting will go on the back end and apply any additional points you guys have to any charges, so. All right, but we're working on that, says Reggie. Okay, last but not least, we are gonna have vaccine clinics coming up here. So anyone that wants to do COVID-19, we're gonna have both Cove buildings will be on Monday, the 13th of October, and we'll get all this information out, but I just am giving a heads up to everybody. And then Lakeside will be on Tuesday, the 14th, and Stacy has her hand raised. And flu, thank you. Yep, flu shots and COVID shots. I'm making the decision not to do RSV or the pneumococcal because of the complications we've had in the past with the pharmacy. So that will be up to you guys to go and get that on your own, but we will absolutely offer both COVID and flu shot. So again, October 13 and 14 and we will get all that information out so you guys can get signed up. And reminder, you'll need to get all of your consent form information filled out ahead of time. All right, I think that is everything. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Hallie. I have a couple of updates from last week's council meeting. First off, the council approved the creation of a brand new committee, the Landscape Advisory Committee. And advisory is an important word in there. It's going to be consisting of 5 representatives, a couple from one each from the Coves and 3 from Lakeside. And their purpose is to help partner with Marcellus to have a voice in larger landscape issues. We have wonderful garden folks that commit their heart and knees and work on keeping a lot of things looking lovely. Roger does a great job keeping things looking spiffy, but there's kind of a gap there for resident input into larger landscape issues, either long-term plans or maybe episodic cleanup. So we want to be a partner with Marcellus to help have a voice in that, both so he can be doing things that we really appreciate and want, and vice versa. So we've already asked the floor chairs and building chairs to be talking to your folks at the floor meeting, because we would like nominations for membership on that committee to come to Steve or I, hopefully by the end of the month, so we can get this rolling. You don't have to have a master's gardener certificate, but some horticultural interest and knowledge would be great. So that's a really exciting thing that we're doing. The second thing is a reminder of how we govern here and how we get things done. We know that if we have an individual problem or issue, like Hallie said, call the front desk if your phone isn't working, or do a work order for other kinds of work. But the other things, we're used to being told, go to your floor chairs, go to your floor chairs. When Rich and I moved in here last year, I chafed a bit at that. I'm thinking, well, that's pretty inefficient, and how is my voice really going to be heard? And I couldn't see all of the pieces. Well, now that I'm involved in more of the pieces, it really is robust. When you come to your floor chair, they will bring it to the next council, or if it's something more urgent, they'll reach out to Steve or I. We meet regularly with management at least 3 times a month, and we talk through a laundry list of issues, and we sometimes get answers, or it sometimes fires off more work. But it's a real dialogue with management really interested in making sure our lives work well here. We try and feed that back at the next council, or if again it's a more urgent thing, to the person who brought it forward or the floor that brought it forward. And if Steve and I can do a better job on that, let us know. But it really is a nice circle. I liken it to when I was in my management world, where there were some people in positions that we called translators. They could translate what's coming from management or the institution and from the employees or whoever their constituents were, and really be the translators both directions. And our whole system is pinned on those floor and building chairs who are those translators for us. So please use them. That's our 2 items. Next, we've got Molly for Dining Committee.
First of all, I'd like to publicly thank Denise. She's embarrassed, but she graciously stepped forward to do our minutes for our meeting, and I know everyone on the committee was very pleased and grateful to her for coming, because they're extensive minutes, and I hope all of you read those minutes, because a lot of work goes into them. But thank you so much, Denise. Appreciate it. Just a couple things. I've got it. I reported in May that Sodexo was planning to provide Hearthstone with robots. You all remember that kind of sort of excitement over that. But this project has been tabled for now. Robots are being used in several senior residences in many, many places with very positive results. So it's just been tabled. It could happen, still happen, but for now it's not going to. So we can relax on the robots. Another question people may have, and I have an answer via Patty, that Sodexo will not be replacing J.R. Much with operations manager. However, the Hearthstone is actively recruiting for this position. So it will be a Hearthstone position, and they're working hard on that right now. So thank you.
Hi, I'm so sorry, you guys. So that call that I got while I was up here talking was actually the IT team. Phone systems are going to be tested right now. So I'm in the process of getting a touchtown message out, but for Lakeside building only, there will be intermittent interruptions in all landline phones. So I'm going to let staff and residents know. Shouldn't last more than 2 to 3 hours. Please be patient. Know that this is normal, and this is our hope for a permanent solution. So again, phone testing will be conducted starting in about 5 minutes here. Thank you.
Dawn Bell? Movies? Thanks.
It's a little strange. Good morning, everybody. So we're right in the middle this month of sleeper movies, which are movies that you might or probably have never seen before. We haven't had overwhelming response to that. So in October, we are changing our whole thought and starting with the early 50s, iconic movies in the history of Hollywood. These are all movies that have been nominated for the Best Picture Award through the years. We're starting in October with films between 1950 and 1954. You probably have heard of all of these, and this is your chance to see it again. On the 4th of October, Sunset Boulevard. Followed on the 17th, Tuesday, American in Paris. The next Saturday night, the 11th, A Place in the Sun. On Wednesday, the 15th, after A Place in the Sun on Tuesday, the 14th, A Streetcar Named Desire. The next night followed in the Cove, a film called Falling for Figaro. Obviously, everyone has seen Falling for Figaro, I'm sure. Let's see. Followed on Saturday, the 18th, by Moulin Rouge. That's the original Moulin Rouge. On Tuesday, the 21st, From Here to Eternity. On the 25th, On the Waterfront. And on Tuesday, the 28th, is Penny in the room? Penny, there you are. She asked for this many times. The Caine Mutiny. So that's it. And if we get a really good response, we'll do it again for a different iconic group of pictures. You can vote with your feet and come see one or more of these movies. Thank you.
Thanks, Don. Is Sylvia here for gift shop update? Okay, I did not hear back from her, so I wanted to make sure she was on the agenda in case she had a show for us, but apparently not today. It doesn't seem.
Right now, we're experimenting with different hours, so we'll be open at lunchtime from 11:15 to 1:15, and in the evening from 4:15 to 6:15. But if you show up at 6:16, we'll hang around.
Okay. Thanks, Denise. So let's go through the floor and building chairs. Let's start with Cove East.
Well, we're still all there. We're having a great time one Monday a month, having a communal dinner. We're using the craft room, and we're all getting food at the bistro. We're getting takeout here, and we're all eating together. And then we have, like, our next discussion question is, what was your favorite TV or radio show? And last time was, how many times have you moved and to where? So that was really interesting. So that's going very well. I'm happy to hear about the phones because that's, I just always put that on the agenda for our meetings because I know it's going to come up again. So hopefully. And other than that, I think we're doing well, and we're very happy to have one of our residents back up and about and back leading us. So I think that's all I have.
Thanks. Cove West.
Good morning. We still have, I think, 4 vacancies, so tell your old friends to come move in. We're having a joint coffee or happy hour this afternoon with Cove East to say goodbye to Russ Hanby, who has just moved out. He's moved up to Edmonds to be closer to where his wife is. So we're very sorry to see him go. And the other thing I would just like to say is we've gotten such good response from Marcellus. We're very impressed with his organization skills and very speedy response time. So thank you. It's wonderful.
Thanks. Let's go to floor 10.
Good morning. We had a nice root beer float party last month on our floor. And I'd like to report that the TV in the party room is getting some use now for Mariners and football and other Seahawks, Huskies. They're easy to follow directions. It's available unless the party room is reserved. And the party room is reserved this Sunday afternoon for a memorial gathering for the family and friends of Shirley Gilbert. So it's not available this Sunday, but otherwise, unless it's reserved, it's available. So come on up and take advantage of the big screen. Bring your friends. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Now we've got floor 9.
So I'm not sure that the 9th floor parties much. We haven't partied much over the, I guess we're really serious people on floor 9. We have a brand new resident on the floor, a man named John Griffin, who just moved in yesterday. John, are you in the room? No? I invited him, but he's resting. I told you we were serious people. Seriously resting. So we have one studio apartment that is vacant and has been vacant, I think, for close to half a decade. And other than that, we are filled. I wanted to highlight one of our people on the 9th floor, and that's Diana Marshall. We all put out decorations right at the elevators, right on every floor, it seems. And she does these amazing cutouts. She takes a piece of paper, and when she's through, there are all kinds of things there. This month, she's doing something, let me think, about the universality of music. And she's got little cutouts that have everything from Japanese drums, that's my favorite, to all kinds. So sometime during this month, come see the 9th floor elevator display made every month by Diana Marshall and see a copy of her amazing talent.
Thanks. Floor 8.
Good morning. On our floor, we couldn't all get over to the bistro. Oh, we couldn't all get over to the bistro, so we brought the bistro to us last month and ordered ahead of time our lunch and had it on the dining room patio out there. It was a lovely day, and we had such a good time. And the dining rooms surprised us with a nice pot of soup to go with our sandwiches. So it was a fun time, and that is a great place to have a gathering if you haven't been out there. So this month we're going to have a corn party, corn on the cob, fresh. We're going to meet on 10th floor and have our lunch and our meeting up there. Starting October 1st, the 8th floor is opening our lounge again to the coffee social. It's casual, just a drop by, bring your cup full or empty, it doesn't matter. We'll have coffee and tea if you want it. It's just 2:30 to 3:30 or 4 if you want to come by and chat and come by and see our remodeled room or refurbished room with a fireplace. And as the weather gets kind of foggy out, we'll turn the fireplace on. We do have a 1-bedroom open, a 2-bedroom open, a 1-bedroom that's spoken for, and it looks like it's going to be filled soon, and then the big room on 8th floor along the waterfront. So that's it.
Thanks, Liv. Floor 7.
We have one unit open. I think they're beginning to work on it. Either that or it's a storage room. But I've seen cabinets stacked up in there. So it's a 1-bedroom, I believe. And that's it. Other than that, we're just hanging in there and doing our thing.
Thanks. Floor 6. Madeline, were you going to cover anything for Jackie or? Okay. Anything exciting you could, no? Put you on the spot. Okay. No news is good news. 5th floor.
Hi. As usual, the 5th floor is doing fine. We had a nice root beer float party. We have 2 1-bedroom units that have been vacant for a long time. And other than that, we just like to go out and do things with the rest of you.
Great. And last but not least, 3rd and 4th floor, Eunice.
We have 2 residents in respite care, and Donna Begley is from the 10th floor is on our floor. The kitchen remodeling goes on and on and on and on. I think kudos to the staff for putting up with the inconvenience of it, but we hope that it will get done soon. That's it.
Great. Well, I think we're done. The end of our agenda. Can I hear a motion to adjourn? Can I hear a motion to adjourn? A second? All in favor, aye? I think that's unanimous. Thanks for coming, everybody.